Hello and welcome to this season's first track guide. This week we have Interlagos. I'm Fraser, I'm a Div 1 driver, and I'm going to talk to you a bit through what you are going to expect strategy-wise, weather-wise. I'm going to also show you my hot lap, and I'm going to talk you through it, and at the end I'm going to give you my setup. So first, some quick facts. We have 15 turns, we have 2 DRS zones. The first detection point is just in front of the center S's, aka turn 1 and turn 2, which will lead up to the DRS zone after turn 3. The second DRS detection point is at turn 13, after turn 13 I believe, and it spans across the whole start-finish straight. The track is 4.3 kilometers long, and we have the C3, C2, C1 compounds. C3 being the softest, C1 being the hardest, so you can expect really durable tires. The strategy is most likely going to be soft to medium. You want to pit around lap 12-13 for the mediums. Some quick tips: just be really careful towards the latter end of the stint on the softs and the mediums. A much more safer thing would be probably soft to hard, pitting around lap 9, lap 10, maybe 11 if you feel comfortable on the warm softs, and then just riding it out on the hards towards the end. Also a notable strategy is actually to qualify on the mediums and then going on to the softs, as the softs have really good pace on this track. You can expect rain and a couple of safety cars on this track, as it's pretty easy to just lose the rear and spin around and crash out. So in the following I will show you a hot lap without commentary, and then after that I'm going to talk you through it, and at the end I'm going to show you my setup, and yeah, that's basically it.
Last lap was a 1:06.
So talking you through a lap right now of Interlagos. You want to stay on the outside right here, as you have a bit more distance towards the finishing line. That means you can build up a bit more speed. Stay on the right hand side on this AstroTurf, bracket the 50-meter board. Go down to third. For this one you can clip this inside curb right here. Though be careful not to clip too much, because either you're going to get dragged out to the left side or you're gonna get like kind of shot out to the right hand side. For turn 2, as soon as you turn in you want to upshift to fourth to get like a good rotation, and you want to have enough speed so the front grips up, but also not too much speed, because you're going downhill. You are going through a long right hand corner and then through a left corner, which will spin out your rear tires if you apply too much throttle into turn 2. For turn 3 you want to stay on the inside right here. Again, don't stay too much on the curb, as that slows you down and can actually spin you out if you overdo it. Open up the DRS. For turn 4 you want to brake 10 meters before the 50-meter board. You want to throw the car really in right here. Try to get as much curb as possible and try to be as early as like the apex on the throttle application, because the concept of slow in fast out in that corner is pretty important. I actually lost bit of time through here. Also, don't run too wide on this, because if you're like halfway, you're going to get either an invalidation or you're gonna get a warning in the race situation. Turn 5 is flat, stay to the inside for turn 6. You want to brake 10 meters after the 50 meter board. You want to apply the brakes about 75%, and you want to aim for this inside curb and that one on the top of the hill. You need to be really just brave on the throttle. More speed equals more downforce. Don't overdo it though, because if you get about this point, your rear is going to spin out if you have too low of a differential or too low of rear wing. So just be mindful of that. Then you want to stay on the outside right here. Want to really just try to run over that whole curb on the inside. I didn't do that right here, but ideally you want to be on this part of the curb, and then you want to just slingshot yourself into the inside of this turn right here. Be careful, this turn is off camber on the outside, on camber on the inside, so that means you really want to stay towards the inside, because if you're going on the off camber part, you're going to understeer a lot, and you're going to lose your rear because it's already off and on camber and you're on a hill, like you're on a slope going up a hill. You need to be really careful with your throttle application and your braking, because you're going downhill, you have more weight at the front, you're going to lock up more. So you want to look at my brake application. You only want to brake just a tiny bit, not fully, just like a tiny bit, and someone has messaged me on Discord, just ignore that. On the exit, you want to around the halfway point, you want to upshift to third to get a bit of extra rotation, but to get that short shift and get extra stability out of this corner. You see, I really just get a really good exit. Also, you see kind of like a bulge right here. You can't probably see it in the video, but if you go onto F1 and go into this corner, you will see that the track evens out on top of here, but it's like a kind of a small hill right here. If you apply too much throttle there, you're going to spin out to the left, completely crashing your front wing or your rear, or you're going to spin out to the right, getting completely sent into the shadow realm and just getting reset on the track. If ghosting is off in some divisions, you're going to cause a big mess, so you rather would have like low throttle application through here just to be safe. For the next corner, you want to look to the left for your braking point. You see that green patch? You want to brake as soon as the green patch is like completely covering up the asphalt. You want to go really deep. You can brake a bit harder than normal because you are going uphill, but you need to be very wary of the track surface right here. As you can see, you're kind of entering a low ditch right here, and when you're going down, you need to go up at some point, right? So on the exit, you want to go for a late apex, and you notice how on this exit you see the racing line right here pretty well, and then when you look towards the exit, you can't see it anywhere. So be really careful on throttle. Go about 50% until you've passed this point when you like went over the hill, aka you went over the danger zone for this corner specifically. Then for the next couple of corners, just completely flat, this one. And for this one, you want to brake halfway between the 50 and 100 meter board. You can use this green patch, like right here. It feels like you are going to completely lock up if you really have a feel for that. But in reality, it's the same as the asphalt to the left, the tarmac. And it makes the entry of next corner of turn 12 pretty easy. So you want to be rather slow in, fast out. This is also going uphill. You want to be really careful with the throttle application again. You can run wide here, but that costs you a lot of time. Also, you can notice I'm using engine braking again, shifting up to fourth when I get here for the extra stability. Of course, not in this time. I was too greedy on the throttle right here. I would have needed to get off the throttle like a tiny bit earlier. and then go on the throttle later. Then for the next couple of corners, turn 13 flat, turn 14, you want to stay on the inside. You can ride this curve to save yourself a tenth. If you do that, if you completely stay to the inside right here. And that's basically a lap around Interlagos. Some things you want to really look out for is how weight transfer works on this track, because of the infield section that is pretty uneven, and you want to really train engine braking because it's going to help you in turn 1, turn 4, you can use it for turn 6, turn 7, basically the whole infield section, and turn 12, basically every corner where there is a hard braking zone. Now I'm going to show you my setup. You have 2.6 wings. For the race I'd like to run 3.6 on the softs and then change to 2.6 on the mediums, because it really just helps the stability. For the transmission, 54-54 is pretty safe. You could go 53-53 on like the race, because you have a lot more load and it's going to be really hard rotating your car around. Right, left, pretty much standard on almost every setup. Suspension wise, I used to have a 111-11-11, which was basically too hard. Like you didn't have a great feeling of the car in like longer stints. Then brakes 150 and tires completely to the left. Hopefully you have learned something. I wish you good luck for the upcoming race. I'm Fraser and I hope we see each other on the racetrack.